Tip of the week.
Hello, this is Jeff from Roxy Music, bringing you your tip of the week on this Gretsch Double Jet in red here. Go ahead and click the link below if you'd like more information on this guitar and information on purchasing and all that stuff. So today's tip of the week is featuring loop pedals and looping, how that whole thing works. So I like to feature gear once in a while and take a look at certain things that some people may not know how to use. So looping is one of those things that people have trouble even figuring out how to do it. So let's start. Okay, so here we have a Digitech Jamman Express. It's a pretty simple little pedal. So in case you don't know what loops are, basically you're making a small recording and playing it in a loop in order to make some things reoccur and happen again. And basically you can jam with yourself if you have one of these. So let's go ahead and set some loops here. Alright, so this pedal's pretty simple. You would simply stomp on it to begin recording, stomp on it again to end the loop, and it'll automatically start playing again. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit and set a loop here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So now it's just playing that loop that I just created. And I can play over the top of it. Or I could hit this button again and it'll begin recording whatever else I play on top of this. So if I do something like saved everything I've just overdubbed. So at this point I could hit the button twice to get it to stop, and then hold this button down and it'll erase everything I've just done. A lot of the problems people have with beginning to do loops themselves is knowing when to start and end the loop. And you know, it can get complicated, but really if you just think of it like a measure. If you know anything about reading music at all, you know that most songs are either in 4/4 or 3/4. All you have to do is start on the 1 beat and end it on the 1 beat. So I'll do that same sort of loop again, and I'll count it out loud for you as I play it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Pretty nice. So as you can see, just by starting and ending on the 1, the loop played smoothly. So yeah, as long as you're hitting the start and stop button on the 1s, you should be okay. Even if your riff happens to start on like the end of 4 or on 4. So if you have pickup notes, you just have to get your mentality straight. You know, if you know where the 1 is on the thing, on whatever guitar part you're playing, you're going to be fine just setting these loops. Just knowing when the 1 is, sometimes it requires more thought than you're really used to when it comes to playing. You know, you just feel the groove and don't think about where the 1s are. Or, you know, a lot of guitar players don't even read notation, so they don't really think about it at all ever. So if you're going to do loops, you're going to have to do some thinking about it and considering when to hit the button, when is the downbeat, and when does the riff start versus where the downbeat is, and things like that. Another application that you can use a looper pedal for is what I have deemed the space loop. If you're in more of an ambient kind of band or a jam band or something that may allow you to get a little bit psychedelic and strange, and or even, you know, just like I said, ambient, you may be able to make use of one of these space loops. And basically what I do is I'll set a loop for a random time, just let it go, and then I'll hit the overdub, and I'll just start swelling in some notes, like in the right key, of course. So just completely random what I'm doing here, and in terms of timing. I mean, the note selection does have some merit to it. So it kind of creates this really spatial, ambient kind of sound here. And at any time I can turn it off and then just flip it right back on. Or this knob is big enough too where you can kind of fade it out, fade it back in. Not much issue. Pretty cool little pedal.